Hey guys, Uncle Dallas. I'm back. 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 Welcome, guys. Hey, testing 1, 2, 3. We got lights. We got sound. He's back. Wonder what's gonna happen today. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. Everybody get on YouTube. Get on YouTube. We are here. Today's subject is it was vacation time for me, and so I have really had a good time, and it's all things work together for the good. So today the question is, do all things actually work together for the good? Do they all work together for the good? Welcome to the studio. I'm Uncle Dallas. Let's talk about it. Hey again, welcome to the Higher Standards Organization. Dude, we're on a whole nother world. We're on a whole nother trip. We're about to do some crazy things today. So if you can, you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, you're on YouTube. If you can join me, please join me on youtube.com/higher talk. We're here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I have been on vacation. It was a wonderful vacation. It was a birthday celebration. Hallelujah. I am back. It was wonderful. I might even have some pictures to show you guys, but we'll see about that a little bit later. Like I said, if you can join us on YouTube, I would love that, and it would be wonderful. It would be amazing, and we would enjoy it. I took my notes. Hopefully you have your notepad. Go get your notepad. We're going to get started. And I'm going to use my brand new Bible. I'm going to use the brand new Bible. Go to Romans 8:28, 8th chapter and the 28th verse. I'm studying this, and while I'm studying this, it was just really crazy how it really actually started taking place in my brain and start making sense. And so let me get some of this junk off here, guys, because I will have all kind of stuff roaming around here. It started making sense to my brain, and when it started making sense to my brain, it started making... Guys, we have been doing this thing in a crazy manner. So this morning in my prayer time, I was like, okay, God, you got to tell us we need to get out of here. And some of you understand this. Some of you, it's an exodus. You're going to get out. Boom. You're out with change. But some of us are going to have to take as much energy to get in as it took for us to get out. So when I say all things work together for the good, and the question mark goes, do all things work together for the good? Now, you have to understand something. I'm sorry, guys, I'm OCD. You have to understand something. There's a harmony that is taking place in our lives. We have to live in the harmony of the Spirit. And the harmony of the Spirit is spirit, mind, and body. That is the harmony of the Spirit. Now, when you look at this passage, that I may even be able to get this passage up here for everybody to see this on the screen. When you look at this passage, you look at the fact that all the things that this passage is speaking is talking about a harmony. And when it's talking about a harmony, it talks about how when you are operating in this harmony, things have the potential to work together. And so what you will find is a lot of the things that we're dealing with in our lives don't actually flow the way we want them to, because we don't really deal with the harmony. Now, why don't we deal with the harmony? Well, there's a number of reasons. Number one reason we don't deal with the harmony is sometimes because in the process of our harmony, we put ourselves in a position where we are letting other things control the harmony. Does that make sense? So letting other things control the harmony, that makes things a little bit more difficult. You follow me? And so when you understand that, you understand, okay, what am I letting control my harmony? What am I allowing to control my harmony? Okay, so let's check this passage out. Where's my passage? 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 All right, I don't see it on this one. Let's find the passage for us. Let's find the passage. This looks good. Let's do that. Now, turn your Bibles to Romans the 8th chapter. Romans 8:28. Romans the 8th chapter and the 28th verse. Okay? Romans 8:28. And we're going to go through this. I want you to see something here that will help you to understand what is actually going on in your life. Okay? When you understand that, you begin to see how God is working in your life. And so what's the biggest challenge that you have? I don't see that, so we're going to leave it alone. Anyway. Romans 8:28. It is just really, I just want one. Everybody keeps going to this person, that company. Let's get down here on the bottom. All right, guys, give me a second. Let's get down. Nope, we're not going there because slide share. No, slide player, slide share. Let's see if this is different. All right, let's see if this is different. And I will leave the light on. Nope, it is not different. So it doesn't matter. All right, guys. Yeah, all right, guys. So go to Romans 8:28. I'm sorry, I was trying to get it so I can show it on the screen, but it doesn't matter. Hope you got it in your own Bible. Now, Romans 8:28. Now, in this passage, I want you to see something very clever. Now, 27 says, "And he that searches the heart knoweth the mind of the Spirit," not the mind of man, the mind of the Spirit. Okay, follow me here. He that searches the heart knows the mind of the Spirit. See my new Bible? I have all the pages in it. Got it? Okay, so now, have water. And he that searches the heart knows the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of God. And we know that all things work together for the good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. Verse 29, for who he foreknew, he did predestine to conform to the image of his Son. Now, that's very important, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Now, follow me here. Check this out. He said, for all things work together for the good to them that love God. But here's what happens. He says, follow this, the last part of the 27th verse says, because he makes intercessions for the saints according to the will of God. Here is what blew my mind this morning. Here's what blew my mind this morning. There has been an apathy taught to us. Okay. We've been inoculated. Let's just say it that way. We have been inoculated. And I know everybody send me drugs and stuff for my voice. I'm sorry. This one is just, I got up and let's do what I had to do and get this thing under control. We have been taught an apathy. We've been inoculated against movement. We have been taught how not to move. And then we call this, I'm just trusting God. And I know this is crazy and it's going to sound real crazy. So we have been conditioned not to move. We've been conditioned just wait on the Lord. Every woman that has been taught, hey, don't look for a husband. Let a husband find you. It sounds good and it looks like something that's good to say, but you have to realize that there are actions that have to take place. And if those actions take place, then if those actions take place, because I'm on live on YouTube, then you follow those actions, and those actions will in turn move you into the place that you need to be. Does that make sense? So he that finds a wife finds a good thing. What's the action? Becoming a wife. What's the action? Knowing what a wife is. What's the action? Walking as a wife. You follow me? He that finds a wife. So what's the action? You have to be looking for a wife. Number 2, you have to be prepared for a wife. Number 3, you have to be in position to accept the wife. So he that finds a wife finds a good thing. Now we go to this passage and it says, all things work together for the good to them that love God. So what do you have to do? You have to love God in your actions. You have to love God in your movement. You have to love God. You have to love God. But loving God is not a place of standing. If you love your husband, you do. So God says, God so loved the world that he gave. He put forth an action. He put forth a movement. He put forth something that allow those to know that I'm God. So when all things work together for the good, they don't actually work together from the good on your side. This blew my mind. And I want y'all to hear me. This blew my mind. Here's why this blew my mind. Here's why this messed me up. So that means that the reason that I haven't switched from this place to this place is because of me. It wasn't all things work together for the good. What it was the environment was set for the things to work together for the good. Y'all got to hear me now. Y'all got to hear me now. The environment is set for those things to work together for the good. But here is what was really messing my world up. Have I been offering my good at the level? Let's up a little more. Have I been offering my good at the level of the environment that's been offered to me? Here, let me say it again. Have I been offering my good at the level that God has been supplying? Have I been offering my good at the level that God has been supplying? For example, okay, but this is a perfect example. God gives you the keys, and I use cars because everybody likes nice cars. He gives you the keys to a Mercedes-Benz, okay? He gives you the keys to a Mercedes-Benz and said, this car is yours. So your action is to get in the car and drive the car. But if you don't know how to drive, you don't have money for gas, if you don't know maintenance, you're not prepared for the environment he's created for greatness for you. Have you been operating at a level of greatness or a level of mediocrity? You've been mediocre when God says you're supposed to be great. And what has happened, things have hit you and hurt you and broke you and moved you so much that, hallelujah, that greatness makes you feel uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable to feel like that your book should be talking to 1 billion people and that you might have to change how you talk and you might have to change how you dress because you got to be prepared for millions. But you are so concerned about singular that you're not controlled about universal. I know y'all not talking about this. So they asked Uncle Dallas to do an HBO special. And they say, hey, we want you to be the host of this special. But Uncle Dallas feels like he's not handsome enough to be a special. So he turns it down going, I don't really want to be on television. When in actuality, he wanted to be on television. He just didn't think he had what was necessary. Because you begin to look at yourself to determine whether you can fit what God has created. Does that make sense? So now the reason that you're not in a great place is not because all things don't work together for the good, because all things have already been prepared for those things to work together for the good, but you're not working with the things that are working together. Blew my mind. Blew my mind. Now, I'm over on my birthday dealing with this stuff because what has happened is you have not been taking in consideration that God has offered you a greater place. You've taken into consideration that you've been presented with a lesser place. You've been presented with a lesser place, so you live your lesser person. You live your lesser person. What's your lesser person? You just barely pray. You just barely love people. You still operate in emotion. You live your lesser place. But he's made all things work together for the good because you love him. So they are set. He said, because I make intercessions for you. Why is he making intercessions? Mind blown. Mind blown. He said, I'm making intercessions because I can make the environment right, but if you don't walk in the environment, you're not going to get what the environment is supposed to produce. I am done. Why am I not wealthy? Have I put into action the things that create the wealth? Why do I not have the house I want? Have to put into actions the things that offer the house. Why am I not? I'm talking to one of my daughters this morning, and we're talking about, hey, I'm leaving sodas alone. I had a real big thing about cherry Coke. Crazy about cherry Coke. Loved it. Loved it. And so I was drinking cherry Coke so much that I didn't know that I had gotten addicted to it. So one day a guy said to me, he said, hey man, I understand you like cherry Coke. I said, yeah. I said, well, I'm purging myself from cherry Coke. He goes, okay, good job. And he said, how long? I said, I'm gonna do it for like 48 hours or a week. So I do it for a week. And so once I get back after a week, I go and talk to the young man. He said, you did it? I said, yeah, I'm done, man. I'm done. I can control my addiction. He said, then get rid of cherry Coke altogether. Why? I wasn't free. The moment I said why, I wasn't free. Somebody just got set free when I said that. The moment I said why, I was not set free. We want to move the way God wants us to move, but we want to do it the way we want to get it done. When he says let it go, that means all the way. All the way. When he tells you to let your son go, all the way. When he tells you to let your daughter go, all the way. When he tells you to let the drugs go, all the way. It means all the way. Here's what that means. It means so far away that the only way that it comes back is that God presents it to you. Not the enemy, not your addiction, not your hunger, not your appetite, but God. So it no longer exists in your world. That's letting things go. Now, on the flip side, what I'm trying to explain to you, all things work together for the good. So you are believing God for something great. It's going to make you uncomfortable. It's okay. You're believing God for something great, but what you want to do is hold on to the attributes of mediocrity, of lesser you. You want to hold on to the lesser you so that you can get the greater you. Well, no, I'm not. Get out of the house. Find another house. Find another apartment. Get rid of the car. Go put yourself in the position where the greatness of the environment presents itself at the level that you desire. Let the boyfriend all the way go. And I'm going to give you some attributes. I wrote down some attributes because I took notes. Let the boyfriend all the way go. Have no sex. None. At all. I'm married. Don't do it. Well, I'm not going to find a man. No, you're not going to find somebody that's mediocre. Do all the way prayer. Get all the way into prayer. Don't pray because you feel like it. Pray beyond you feeling like it. Pray beyond you feeling like it. Okay? Not going to be up here long. It's Friday. I'm going to let y'all go do what y'all got to do. All things working together for the good mean that the strongest part of you is already prepared for you to get what you desire. The strongest part of you is already prepared. For everybody sent me a happy birthday wish. For everybody sent me a cash app for happy birthday. For everybody did everything for my birthday. Thank you very much. But do you know the vast majority of the people that follow us didn't send me anything? I'm talking to somebody this morning. Do you know I don't care? Here's why I said that. The vast majority didn't send it. But I went from nobody, my birthday being 1 or 2 people saying happy birthday, to I think it was like 15 to 20 of you guys sending happy birthday. That was an increase for me. But it was an increase because I had let go of anybody trying to send me a happy birthday or anybody being concerned about my birthday. My wife took me on vacation. I let it all the way go to the point that it didn't matter. I would love everybody. I'm still happy that everybody got here. Everybody comes on and listens to the live. I'm happy. Why? Because it's no longer a pull or a draw in my personal. If you still have a draw, if you still think you got to take care of the son, and I say, well, let your son go. But what if it just killed it? But what about it just killed it? All the way. He's grown. Let him all the way go. What about my daughter? All the way go. I'm talking to my daughter. Excuse me. And she says, I'm fasting. And I said, okay, then don't put certain foods. Listen, let me talk to you the people that are taking certain drugs and when it comes to certain things. Here's the thing I have to get you to understand. Anything you're taking, diabetes, cancer, all these kind of things. Okay? All these kind of things. I need you to hear me. If you are taking anything when it comes to cancer, diabetes, any of those drugs, yes, you need to let them go. And here's what nobody's going to teach you about healing. Yes, you need to let those things go, but you let them go at the level that you trust God. Why? Because between what you're taking and God is death. I know that just messed somebody up. It's death. You will die because the drugs that they're giving you they're addicted and attached to your body, which means that your body now depends on those drugs to live. You ever met somebody that drank all their lives? They were drinking since they were 16. They were drunk most of their life, but the moment they stopped drinking, they died. Why? Their body shifted to those things. So that release has to be miraculous. But what I told her is begin to put things in the place of what you were addicted to. So if you were taking something for diabetes Then find a natural cure for diabetes as you slowly wean yourself off. Stay in prayer to the day that God says, let it go. And when you let it go, you let it all the way go. But don't think about it. Most of our faith is contingent. Most of our belief is contingent. Most of our movement is contingent. Good point, Lawrence. Lawrence said at some point his son was dying. Abraham was saying the son was dead. Now, hear me. Abraham took his son up to the mountain. When he took his son up to the mountain, I need y'all to hear me. When he took his son up to the mountain, his son in his mind, in Abraham's mind, was already dead. He was already dead. When that happened, he was already dead. He was dead to his son. He knew he was going to be, two were going to come up and one was going to come down. You have to let it go. I realize that. I'm dealing with that right now. I'm not telling you this because I don't tell you things. When I give you revelations, I don't tell you things that I'm thinking about, I'm learning. I'm telling you something I'm going through right now. Now, mine are not children or drugs or drinking or sickness. Mine are my things are the things that are having to do with the organization. Who's helping me? Who's in the organization? Who's not? Who's going to help and who's going to be a part of it? Who's going to be all those things? My concern is how to get you to experience something new. That's higher standards. To get you to experience something new. Hashtag let it go. Vanessa. Let it go. Now, here is the part, because it's a 2-part series on this. First part is let it go. Now, once you let it go, there's a second part. Here's the second part that we don't do. Here's where William Dallas is having the problem. Here's my problem. You let it go, but you don't replace it with an action that lets give God opportunity for your life. You don't replace it with an action. Yeah, you let it go, but you sit and do, because that's what church has taught you. Religion has taught you. We have taught you as pastoral leaders to just sit there and wait on God. No, you don't just wait on God. Once you let it go, you are free to operate like God. He said he makes intercessions. He was making prayer. He's putting forth. Start putting actions. Listen, today, Friday, this weekend, get your visions together. Get your ideas together. Get those things. You are broke. Oh, excuse me. I don't like the word broke. And y'all catch me if I ever say it again. No more broke. You are lacking because you've never put forth the effort necessary to let all things work together. It's working together in the spirit. It's not working together in your mind, so that means it's not working together in your body. So your spirit is going, get up in the morning, write something down. Your body is going, no, I don't feel like it. Your mind begins to justify the fact of what your body says because we are led by how we feel. Instead of going, my feelings are gone. I don't trust my feelings. So when I get ready to get up, I get up. I don't think about it. I don't consider it. I don't concern myself with it. I get up. And when I get up, I let go of the fact that I'm tired. If I start getting sleepy, I will walk. Why? Because I'm battling all things working together. I'm trying to get into harmony with the things that God has already created for me to be great. Where you are right now is the point of greatness that God has supplied for you. Well, my cousin's acting crazy. My son is hurting. God is going, no. Everything that is happening in your life right now, I have already prepared you to beat it and to overcome it because you're an overcomer. I have overcome the world. You've overcome the world. I don't care what it is. Here's what's going to be your biggest challenge. Everybody, and Lawrence, I hear you. Here's what's going to be your biggest challenge is the impossibilities of the things that seem impossible. Or the possibilities of the things that seem impossible. It seems impossible. I got to break I got to break this. I have to break this. If I can break this today, I can change how everything happens in your life. You don't know what tomorrow brings. Stop living on the consistency of thinking you know what tomorrow is going to bring. So because he did it yesterday, because he did it the day before, does not mean he's going to do it tomorrow. Because he's done in the twinkling of an eye. I've got to get your brain changed. I got to get you to operate in obedience. Hear me now. The reason that William Dallas is here is not going to be obedience to me, but obedient to the Spirit. Here's your problem. You were obedient to people that meant you no good. So when I say something, you relate me to that person that meant you no good. So when I say get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and pray, you don't get the spirit of it. You get the history. The history of what people did to you and hurt you have stopped you from moving into the next level. When I say to you, go and do this, then when you do it, you have to do it from the point that you let the past go. Stop remembering it. Stop reflecting on it. Stop worrying about it. Why? Because today is contingent on what's happening tomorrow, but you don't know tomorrow. You don't know if there's somebody going to walk with a bag of money. You don't know if we're going to even be here tomorrow. But you move your life according to what you think tomorrow is going to present. It's not the way that way. If I can break that inside of you, I can see you changing your life. If I can break that, see, and I have to break that because today is 24 hours of God's opportunity to move. It's 24 hours of my spirit being able to change. But am I in the position to receive what God has for me? Am I in the position to open up to what God has for me? Why? Because we are waking up in our lives thinking that we know what's going to happen today. Why? Because yesterday was crazy. Because the day before was crazy. One thing about when we went to Jamaica just recently, when we went to Jamaica, it rained every morning, every day at the same time. It rained every day at the same time. 5:30, between 4:30 and 5:30, it began to rain. Why? We were done with our day. We were done with our day. So we were so consistently thinking that it was going to rain that we didn't know it was going to rain. We were surprised when it didn't rain. See, you're not surprised when you walk in the same mess you walked in the day before. You should be surprised when the day changes or the day is the same way it was yesterday. Let me help you out. Let me make that make sense. If you didn't have the money yesterday, you don't have the money today, does not mean you're not going to have the money tomorrow. If you didn't have a husband yesterday, you don't have a husband today, doesn't mean you're not going to have a husband tomorrow. See, what you have to realize is you don't pray the consistency, you pray into the darkness. You pray into the darkness. I don't think y'all heard me. Genesis, the first chapter. Go to Genesis, the first chapter. I'm going to help you out. Somebody write that down. You pray into the darkness. Write it down. You pray into the darkness. Stop praying into the consistency. Stop praying for the consistency. Stop praying with hope that it's going to work. You pray, hallelujah. You pray into the darkness. I'm trying not to preach because this is the teaching moment. You pray into the darkness. Genesis, the first chapter, and the first verse says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Verse 2 says, the earth was without form, it was void, and there was darkness upon the face of the deep. You pray into the darkness. You pray light into the darkness. He said there was light upon the deep, and the Spirit of the God moved upon the face of the water. It's amazing that it was dark, but there was water there, which represents the Spirit. So the Spirit began to agree. You pray into the darkness. You pray into the lack of knowledge. You pray into the not understanding. You pray. I don't have a husband right now, but I pray into the darkness, meaning I pray where I don't know. I pray at the point that I don't understand. I pray at the point where I don't see it. And what I do is I begin to believe that all things do truly work together for the good. Why? Because I'm not praying because I know what tomorrow's going to bring. I pray because I don't. I pray because I don't. I stop expecting tomorrow to be exactly the way I think it is and start praying that God makes tomorrow the way He wants it to be. I stop praying that tomorrow becomes exactly, I stop expecting tomorrow to be exactly the way I thought it would be, and I pray that God makes tomorrow the way He wants it to be. Every morning your mercy is new. He's giving you an opportunity to change. He's giving you the opportunity to have something new. Stop thinking you're that smart. You want to know why most of us don't get favor in areas? Let me tell you why you don't get favor. Tell you a story. My wife is going somewhere. She lost her phone. Listen, hear me now. My wife dropped her phone in the tub. Water got in the phone. I said, take your phone to the store. I'm not going to tell you which company we were with. She took her phone to the store and she walked up to the counter with the phone and she said to the man, he said, do you know what's wrong with the phone? And she said, I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I stopped her and I pulled her to the side. She said, what? I said, what are you doing? She said, he asked me what's wrong with the phone. I said, you're not a technician. But see, we want to be smart. We want to let everybody know we know stuff. So we talk ourselves out of getting an opportunity. I said, no. She said, well, then you handle it, baby. I go to the point. I take the phone. I put it down. I said, here's the phone. Something's wrong with it. It doesn't work. The guy was busy, apparently. So he looked at the phone and he did some stuff. He plugged it up. He said, your phone doesn't work. I said, it sure doesn't. He said, here's a little piece of paper. Call up customer service and tell them to send you a new phone. Called up customer service. Customer service sent us a new phone. A month later, we get a bill for $350. I called customer service up. Say, hey, customer service, what's on? What's 1, 2, 3, boom. They said, when we looked at your phone, it showed your phone was water damaged. And I said, and? He said, well, if you didn't see, he said, the little red light tells you that the phone is water damaged. We can't cover its water damage. I said, pardon me? He said, we can't cover water damage. I said, am I a technician? He goes, no, sir. I said, hold it. If I'm not a technician, how do I know the little red light is what changes the cell phone? He said, did you take it to customer service? I said, yes, that's why you got that email for customer service. He said, customer service didn't tell you that? I said, that's not on my job to find out customer service connected between you and them. I'm not a technician. I don't work for T-Mobile. I work for me. Now, you asked me about Bible, I'll tell you that, but I had nothing. He called up the company. The company said, yep, I sent it in there. He said, sir, did you not see the red light? I said, wait a minute. It doesn't matter what red light he saw. It's the fact that I didn't see the red light and the phone was broken. So you need to fix the phone. You got a credit for $350. Stop being smart about your tomorrow. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but you're praying into the darkness. You're praying into the void. You're praying into tomorrow. That's why I say get up in the morning and start your day. When you get up and start your day, you begin to put forth the effort and the information necessary so God will establish your tomorrow. Why? The Bible says this: I go to prepare a place for you. Darkness does not mean it's black. Darkness means you don't have the knowledge of what it looks like. If I cut all the lights off, it doesn't mean that I disappeared, sweetie. I'm not magic. It means you can't see me. So when you pray into the darkness, it means you pray in a place that you can't see. And if you pray in a place that you can't see, God will shine a light. Let your light so shine before man. The light of man, or the life of man, was the light of God. So you pray into the darkness, meaning what you don't know, don't try to figure it out and be smart about it. Pray about it. Here's what's interesting about that. Our Father is so smooth, and he said, he searcheth the heart and knoweth the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercessions for the saints according to the will of God. That means he don't know how you're going to respond, but he's praying that you stay in line with all things working together for the good. The deepest revelation that I gave you that you're going to miss if you don't catch it, that I feel like it's necessary to repeat, is stop trying to think you know what tomorrow brings. Stop thinking that God is not working on your behalf. Stop thinking that you know how it's going to work out because it was consistent. 5 days it happened this way, and 6 days it happens this way. It's going to happen. You don't know that. If you don't have, and listen, all you is prophetic gifts, you don't know. Because we know in part, so we prophesy in part. So you have no idea. But God knows if you release him into the darkness, into the lack of knowledge, into the places you don't know, he begins to make all things work together for the good to them that love God. So your love for God is what's putting you in that position. You love God. So because I love God, I don't try to be God. I try to let God be God. I be his servant. Oh yeah, you want everybody to know you can pray. Everybody to know you can prophesy. That's what he taught. Y'all ready? Apostle William Dallas. Yeah, that's what he taught me. And he said, take the name off, and I'll bring people to you that you've never seen. I got 72,000 people follow me that think I'm Uncle Dallas. Because my anointing does not have to be identified by name. it's going to prove itself. I don't try to figure out who's going to follow me, who's not going to follow me. There's some of you that I'll never see again. There's some of you that will leave. That's not my problem. My challenge becomes making sure I continue to give the content necessary to get you to experience something new. That's higher standards. I want you to go to the islands. I want you to see God move. I want to see miracles. I want all those things are going to happen, but you've got to listen to what's taking place. Stop thinking that I'm here to trick you. I don't need to listen. I don't want to trick you. I don't need to trick you. God is powerful enough to do everything God said he will do. Hear me. When he asked me to do this, from his voice to my ear, the first thing I said to him was, no, I don't want to do this. I have no desire to do this. I don't want to lead and train, because people want to stay in their mess and they want to live under their mess. They are so attached to their messy, terrible places, they don't want to let go. And they keep going, well, I know this is God. You don't know nothing is God. I don't know nothing is God. Why? I only know the limited nature that my spirit allows. If my spirit would allow me to, yes, I would be able to give you a lottery number, because that information is out in the spirit. Everything that you say, God releases that stuff according to as he wants for my life. So though I know what's going on with you, doesn't mean I'm always supposed to tell you. We let this thing about being obedient to God and disobedient to God be something that becomes a place that makes us feel good. I said this before. If God told you to say nothing for the next week, I don't care. He told you to jump. Say absolutely nothing. No title, no nothing. Who are you? I'm William. What are you called to do? Serve God. If your actions were the only way for people to know who you were, how do your actions look? At the point of your movement, think about it. Think about it. How many times when people talk to you, do you remind them of what somebody did to you in your past? How you doing, Brother Johnson? I'm fine, man. But see, what that doctor told me, my father used to say something. Ask somebody where they're going to tell you where they've been. How many times do you want people to know that you were hurt as a child or abused as a child? How many people left me and they didn't want me to be a part of the organization? How many times do you want to tell people that stuff? Why? You don't believe God's going to bring you out? You guys have no idea what I've been through. I told you a little bit. Why? Because my movement to my future is so much better than the hurts of my past. Let it go. Let it go. Some of you are still carrying remnants around because it hurt you. And listen, let's take a moment to deal with it right now. Y'all ready? Everybody that sheds a tear, shed your tear. Shed your tear. Cry your cry. Weep your moment. God hears it. He's taking out your heart. You feel lonely. You feel by yourself. Guess what? So does Dallas. So does William Dallas. But you know he brought you out of that thing. You know that it could have been worse. You know that it could have taken you out of here. And you know that his hand was on you and he held you even when you weren't holding yourself, when you were giving up, when you stopped believing, you stopped trusting, you're still here. Why are you still here? Because he did not consider what the doctor said. He did not consider what your ex-husband said. He did not consider what your ex-wife said. The children don't want to be with you. He did not consider all those things. He says, my love is so much more powerful. I promise you your tomorrow will be better than your today. Because if the enemy had the opportunity to take you out, if it could have been a destination that comes to an end, he would have done it. But I have my hand on you. I am holding you. So when you begin to look in the mirror and you see somebody fat, bald, old, young, crazy, whatever, don't look at that mirror person, because that person wants to remind you of who you are not. Look toward the hills from which cometh your help. Look in the place of the Spirit. Know that you were powerful enough to make it to this place. That's why you're still here. That's why there are people that have dropped and gone. He did not deny you. He did not forget you. He did not let you go. God, I lost my toe. I lost my husband. I lost my children. You lost absolutely nothing, because if you got God, the majority means he can make something happen on tomorrow. That's all he's trying to get you to understand. If you got me, I can change your tomorrow. If you don't have me, you're still speculating about your tomorrow. Pray into the darkness. Pray into the darkness until you see light. Write that down. I'll pray into the darkness until I see light. I will pray into the darkness until I see light. I will pray into the darkness until I see light. Pray into the darkness until I see light. Because when you do that, you're saying to God, I believe you can do it. I believe you can do it. I will pray into the darkness until I see the light. I will pray into the darkness until I can see the light. Let's take some notes. Everybody can type it. Pray it. Write it down. I will pray into the darkness until I can see the light. You are not this person. This is not your destination. Stop letting things guide you and lead you. Some of you have to get the validation thing. You got to get past wanting to be validated, want everybody to know you can do stuff. So you start doing stuff and God goes, no, it's not time to do stuff yet. It's time to get stronger. And when you get stronger, then we start doing stuff. It's not time for you to keep doing stuff and showing everybody how smart you are, showing everybody how capable you are. It's time for you to operate in the Spirit. So the 7 things you're going to have to change if you're going to let go. 7 things you're going to have to change if you're going to let go. For those of you that are a part of the mentoring group, I will type them out and I will send them to you in an email. There'll just be 7 things, the teaching behind it. Do your own study. First thing you have to do is change your self-talk. Your self-talk. Change your self-talk. What are you talking about? What are you saying to yourself every day? If something happens, oh my God, I'm just getting so old. Why do you say that to yourself? If you really knew how important your words were. See, we want to talk about the words that hurt. Your words hurt me. Oh, words can hurt. So can a bat. But words don't hurt unless they're ingested. Words do not hurt unless they're ingested or digested. I can say right now, everybody on this line is a dumb donut. Like, what is a dumb donut? But everybody that thinks they're dumb is going to go, oh, he's talking to me. Until they're ingested, they have no power over you. So what's your self-talk? If you got to get you a list of things to say to yourself every morning, then write down you a list of things. I'm happy. I'm great. I'm wonderful. First time your body's going to go, no, you're not. 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 Self-talk. Self-talk. Number 1 is your self-talk. Number 2 is allowance. What are you allowing people to say to you? It's kind of lining up with self-talk, so we'll make it number 1. Number 1 is self-talk and what you allow. Your allowance. What are you allowing people to say to you? What are you allowing things to happen to you? When my birthday came, everybody came and said, what's your birthday? What's your birthday? What's your birthday? Today. How old are you? I said, I'm older than I was last year. Why? I'm not going to let age be the determining factor, because you have a whole day where people want to remind you that you were less than you were yesterday. What are you allowing to happen? What are you taking control over? You getting old? Nope, I'm not getting old. Not getting old, no way, shape, form, or fashion. Matter of fact, the Bible says my life is renewed day by day. So guess what? I'm getting younger. I'm now decreasing in age instead of increasing in age. Number 2, minimize my distractions. Minimize thy distractions. It is very interesting to me when I begin to work on chapters of my book and start working on things, how everything in the world, the wife calls, the phone rings, everything. Minimize my distractions by taking control of them. Learning how to say, no, I can't do that. Mom, I'm sorry, I'm working right now. Because if you were working for a company that didn't let you go home at that time, they would just suffer. They would figure it out. So minimize your distractions. If you, number one, get your self-talk together. Number two, minimize your distractions. Number three, aggressively attack your enemies. What are your enemies? John 10:10. Anything that kills, steals, or destroys is your enemy. Anything that kills your time, kills opportunities, destroys anything that's destroying what God has called you to be is an enemy. And you attack it without prejudice. Every time your back hurts, your back, stop it. Stop it. Stop it now. Your body listens to you. You don't listen to your body. You respond to your body, but you listen. It listens to you. Stop hurting. Now, stop it. That's how aggressive you aggressively attack your enemies. Y'all still listening to Uncle Dallas? Shut up. You don't have time to say this. I don't have time to listen to you until you've heard him, and he may not be for you. That's not but don't judge what I'm doing to build my life. Aggressively attack the enemies. Don't let anything happen to you that is not planned by God. Number three, aggressively attack your enemies. Number four, walk in love. I just lost half of y'all. I'm just teasing. Walk in love. Your mother says something to you crazy. Mom, I love you. You don't have to say anything back. Well, you keep doing this, you're doing this. I love you. And that's all you say. I love you. It's so cute when you say that stuff. It'll irritate them to the point they'll leave you alone. You're just ignoring me. Nope. Just telling you how much I love you. Watch what happens. In love, all over. I can't believe you did. Why did you not do this? Why did you not do this? I love you. It's so cute. I love you. But your emotions get in and you want to justify yourself. You want to feel validated. Well, I didn't do that. I love you. What? Try it. It'll mess your world up. It'll trip you out. How many people aggressively say something to you? You go, you know what? You're so cute. I love you. Don't even get mad about it. Don't even let it enter in. Remember, you can't let that stuff get in your mind. Well, how come you didn't watch the dishes when I asked you to watch this? I told you what. People, let them deal with all their brokenness. People around you broke and they want to make you feel broken. Don't let their brokenness. You are not broken. Let them deal with their brokenness. You just trying to leave me. You're so sweet. I love you. Don't worry about it. Number 5. Give God room to move. Stop assuming you know what God's going to do and let God do it. Stop assuming you know what God's going to do and let God do it. We want everybody to know, I just want you to know the Lord told me this about you and I need you to know it. Give God some room to move. Guess what? Sometimes God tells you stuff to pray for that person so they'll be ready to receive it. Do you know how much God tells me about people? Some of y'all. Do you know how much the Lord speaks to me about y'all? Didn't know that, did you? Number 6. Realize, put a star by number 6. Everything can change and everything will change. You're not stuck there. You're not stuck where you are right now. It's going to change. And it's going to change for the better. Believe that. Everything can change and everything will change. And it's going to change for the better. Society has made you think that the older you get, the worse you get. I always tell this story when I'm talking to brothers and I say, okay, when you're watching karate movies, because when we were little, we watched a lot of karate movies. And the person that was the most dangerous in the karate movie was not the young man that knew all the knowledge. It was the old man that had already been through it. So the older you got, the better you got. So the better you got, older you learned all the techniques. You are better now. You are better now. Take off. I don't want a younger man because stop telling God what you want because if somebody told you about the younger man. I don't want an older woman. Stop telling God what you want because of what somebody told you. Oh my God, it just really messes me up. You don't know what God is offering you, but before God even brings it to you, you find yourself in a position where you're trying to get rid of it. And number 7, walk in your authority. There are 3 A's to there. 3 walk in your authority at all times. Learn to say no. Don't accept no. Learn to say no. Learn to say I don't accept that, and learn to say I'm more powerful than this. Walk in your authority. Walk in your authority. That's number 7. Yeah. Walk in your authority. Walk in your authority. Because I don't think I changed this. Yeah. Walk in your authority. Got it? I got it. All things can work together for the good if you allow them to. But you have to work in harmony with what has been allowed. God created an atmosphere for you. My TikTok was going down. God created an atmosphere for you. And the atmosphere he created for you, you need to walk in. You need to walk in. Again, everybody that sent me happy birthday wishes, everybody that sent me happy birthday cash app, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Everybody that didn't know it was my birthday, day before yesterday was my birthday. The 20th, April 20th was my birthday. I thank you very much for that. We're going to get somebody on the team is going to get everybody's birthday that's a part of the mentoring group. Everybody's a part. We're going to get somebody on the team to get everybody's birthday, and we're going to do something special for every birthday. That's those people that are part of it now. Now, guess what? Now? Right now, it's about 250 you guys. We're going to do something for everybody as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But the bottom line is, can't do anything for everybody. All right? That's it, my friends. That's it. All things can work together for the good, but you got to work together with the things that are working together for your good. You got to work together with those things. He said, who he foreknew, he predestined. All things can't work together, but you got to work with it. Sometimes we don't work with it. We think we do, but we don't. But I got your back. I got your back. I got your back. All right. I love you guys. I've got lots of work to do. Apostle Van Zant sent me 3 of her books. I'm going to go through them. And once I read through them, I'm going to put them on our website because Apostle Van Zant will be a part of the leadership of the organization, of the Higher Standards organization. She will be a part of leadership. So let me make this very clear. My goal is to get you to experience God, life, and anything else he can get you to experience at the highest level possible. We went on vacation and all I thought about was how to get you guys out here. And for those of you that are part of the mentoring group, I have an idea. I've already shared it with 1 or 2 people. I have an idea so that we can get everybody out there. All right. Now, everybody that can, go to Instagram, go to Instagram or go to TikTok, and I'm gonna answer a question. This YouTube is purely for teaching. Make sure to wanna go to YouTube or Instagram, and I'm gonna answer all your questions. This is purely for teaching so that people can look at it and get revelation. And I don't want them to go through, oh, he talked 15 minutes about business. No, that's not what this is all about. What this is all about is to get you to a higher point. Listen to these 2 and 3 times, guys. I'm telling you. Once you listen to it, every time you listen to it, you're going to get a different revelation. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, so when I come on, you'll already know it. Because right now I'm coming on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. Organization is now, the retreat is over. We're starting to plan for a new retreat, and I get you guys those numbers early so that you can make sure that you're here. So those numbers will be there, so you'll be there. So get your bells and whistles together. Make sure you are part of the mentoring group. If you're not a part of the mentoring group, go to one of the links that's on the link and become a part of the mentoring group. We're getting one consistent. We're working this week. We'll be working on the new app and all those types of things. So if you want to be a part of this wonderful organization, I would be more than happy to welcome you in. And we have a great bunch of people. A great bunch of you will love them. We came to retreat. Nobody wanted to leave. It was like one big happy family. When you say social media, we were social and we were in the media. So I love you very much. My name is William Dallas. I'm Uncle Dallas, Pastor Dallas, Husband Dallas. And I will see you guys, what's today? I will see you guys on Sunday. I might do something on Saturday, keep it there. I will see you guys on Sunday. Again, if you have questions and answers, we're going to do the after party on TikTok or Instagram. So if you want to do that, we'll do that. All right. I love you guys. Remember now, I've just brought you to a higher standard.